Hello, my name is Randy Rolfe, and I'm an independent consultant with Nikken. And this is a product showcase to introduce new people and review, and we always learn more about our wonderful technologies. We're going to focus on the products. This is not sponsored by the company, just by us independent consultants, and it is recorded and so that people can use it later to show people. So today I'm going to have a guest. First, I'm going to share a quick overview with some PowerPoints. Let me go there. Okay. And with Nikken, we are able to discover active wellness. And it's an amazing concept. Nikken started over 40 years ago in Japan with the idea of bringing natural energy and natural health back to us. We call it preventive or alternative here in the US, but it's much more of a health philosophy in Asia to support natural health first, and they spend 90% of their healthcare dollar on prevention and only 10% on intervention medically. And we are actually the opposite in North America, and it kind of shows in our health budgets and the kind of chronic disease we have. So Nikken's a wonderful discovery, and it's all based on the idea of the small decisions you make every day in your lifestyle is what leads to true human potential. And humans being more, if you're looking on the screen, is the motto of Nikken and has been from the beginning, helping humans be more. To reach their potential. And if you're making poor lifestyle choices every day, you are going to be suffering from stress, which is the major killer in modern living today. So the small decisions plus consistency and over time, they make a radical difference for your health, for how you feel about your relationships, your work, whether you're happy, whether you're ultimately successful, even earning income. And it's not about a big choice like January resolutions that are already gone by the end of January now. And it's about the little decisions we make every day based on our active wellness approach. Today, in the health context, Nikken's one of the world's leaders in health, natural health. But since I started with Nikken 19 years ago, the situation has gotten even worse with our problems. It's very serious problems. Stress has increased. We have more anxiety, more depression, more people on mood-altering prescriptions. And it adds to our physical illnesses, heart disease, diabetes, poor sleep, weight problems. So, excuse me if somebody's, sorry. Can you mute yourself? I'm not getting my controls here. There it is. So please mute yourself. Okay. So let me back up a moment. So the stress is mental stress, physical stress, weird hours. More people are taking on second jobs and working strange hours. And all of that stress contributes to, like I said, chronic disease, but also fatigue, allergies, sleep problems, and the obesity epidemic. Sleep is a huge problem. One poor night's sleep drops your immunity by 60% immediately. You can't really catch up by sleeping late on Saturday morning. 70% of Americans report some sleep issues, and they're on the increase, partly because of the obesity epidemic. When you're lying prone, they have extra weight, makes breathing more difficult. So all of these chronic problems work together. Air and water pollution, they're in the news every day with the Flint, Michigan incidents, but many cities now are reporting that they do have high lead. We also find endocrine disruptors, agricultural chemicals, even prescriptions that have gone through other people's bodies before they get to your tap. Bottled water is not much better. We find 24,000 different chemicals in bottled water. Usually they just remove the chlorine to make it taste better. So you really need good quality water that's been treated like nature treats water to purify it. Our air, indoor air in America in most homes is worse than the outdoor air now because we've brought so many chemicals into our houses, and we closed them up in the 70s to save on heating and cooling costs. So air pollution in the home, it can be worse than outdoors. But of course, if you're near a chemical factory or a plant or something, your air pollution can be a huge problem on some of the Superfund sites. And the people who suffer the most are our children. This is the new childhood in America. 1 out of every 5 adolescents is obese, not just overweight, and 30% of children are overweight. And we know there's inadequate consumption of essential nutrients so that they crave the empty calories. And there's an increase at younger and younger ages for those chronic conditions I listed earlier. Less than half of adolescents eat the needed amount of vegetables. Low-income families obviously have it worse. They have more anxiety, more depression. They're more exposed to marketing of obesity-promoting products. They have limited access to health care. And they often live in food deserts where there's no really quality food that is easy to get to and affordable. And low income is an increasing category in our population. So this is really a crisis situation. Only 27.1% of high school children are reported to get the right amount of activity, and we can understand that if they're eating poorly and carrying a lot of extra weight. So what is the solution? It is about humans being more active wellness, being healthy by choice, not by chance, because obviously if we leave it to chance, their chances aren't that good. Active wellness we define as the process through which people become aware of and make choices every day towards their wellness for a more successful existence. So in comes Nikken. It's the only worldwide company with a comprehensive, holistic approach to total health. And I love that. I've been teaching nutrition since 1975. And have done everything I could for my family to support health so we wouldn't get sick. And when I discovered Nikken in 1997, I was so excited because this was a whole nother dimension of healthy living with the discoveries of Nikken and their amazing, easy to use natural technologies. But their philosophy of life, which they started with also, the founder, Mr. Masuda, developed this idea of you need all 5 pillars of health working in balance to be truly healthy and happy. So we need healthy mind, healthy body, healthy family, healthy society, and healthy finances. And it's like a tire that gets a nail. The whole tire gets weak if one piece of it is weak. So if our attitude is poor or we're working with a whole lot of negative people, like used to be the case when I was a practicing lawyer in the 70s and 80s, everything else is affected. And of course, if your physical health, your body isn't well, everything is affected. If you don't have time or quality experiences with your family, everything's affected. If you're not doing something meaningful, you don't have time to contribute to your community, you don't feel as good and everything's affected. And of course, if your finances are weak, it's hard to keep everything going the way you want it to. So we need all 5 of those areas. And every decision that the corporate Nikken makes looks at that. Is that true of the customers? Is it true of the distributors? Is it true of the staff and the management? So ask yourself if what you're doing today is getting you closer to where you want to be tomorrow. If you keep doing the same thing for your health in your life today and for the next 5 years, will anything change? It's an important question to ask yourself, especially the beginning of a new century. So here comes Nikken with all their amazing line of products. I have a picture in front of me which keeps me on track. The rest and relaxation is where they started, with the idea of wearing magnetic insoles that restore our body to the natural magnetic energy of the earth, like you're walking in the park all the time instead of in a building with the concrete flooring or 17 stories high, or up in an airplane where you're 5 miles up off of the Earth's magnetic field. And this, the new insoles are actually the 4th generation of the insoles that they first sold in 1975, and it became the fastest growing company in the history of Japan just with that one product, the insoles. And I have them in my shoes right now. I wouldn't put on a pair of shoes without inserting the insoles. And then they developed a futon-style mattress topper, which is also in its 4th generation. There's no finer sleep surface anywhere, and it envelops you in the healthy energies that nature intended, that all life has evolved in until we as humans started living in little concrete boxes surrounded by electric and now Wi-Fi. So our whole energy structure is being distorted. And Nikken helps us restore that so that everything works best, even to the cellular level. With the mattress topper, there's also a comforter, which uses the solar energy, the far infrared frequency of the sun, which the plants use and we need every day. And that helps us with our circadian daily nightly rhythm. And it helps warm our tissues in the natural way and keeps them towards the alkaline, which is much healthier for the tissues. And then there's a pillow that does all the similar things, ergonomically designed. And all the materials are sustainable, non-chemical, non-plastic, based on sustainable grown latex that is completely hypoallergenic. There's no chemicals used to treat it. So then after rest and relaxation, there's also pads we can wear on areas that are particularly stressed. I'm wearing Nikken jewelry all over me to keep my upper body relaxed. And many, many wonderful magnetic products, even one that vibrates to put on a shoulder or a back area that needs some support. Then they can move to the environment. We have a water system that you put the tap water in, takes out all the bad stuff and puts in more good stuff than any other system. It magnetizes the water, alkalizes it, mineralizes it, even gives it some solar energy and some other fancy filtrations that help eliminate and replace the bad stuff with the good stuff. We also have a shower system. If you're looking at the picture, it's a funny little thing at the bottom. And it makes that pie water, just like the waterfall unit does. And it also adds micro bubbles, which are very cleansing and moisturizing. Nikken has also developed light systems and air systems, again, that replicate nature. That's what we're trying to do. And then we have a full nutrition and skin line. And the skin line is phenomenal. It includes now hair products that everybody with hair like mine are swearing by. It's so healthy. It truly cleans the skin, the hair and the follicles, makes them healthy. And people are even saying their hair is growing faster. And the conditioner is amazing. No flyaways, wonderful conditioning, keeps the hair slightly acidic the way it needs to be. Our nutritional line I fell in love with because I am a nutritionist, and I was just so impressed that Nikken was at the cutting edge in every area of nutrition. And they've stepped out ahead, way ahead, with the quality of their formulations, as organic as possible, whole food based, and pharmaceutical grade formulations, and some absolutely unique approaches. The osteodens, which you see in this picture, is designed to support the bones just the way mother's milk does in a newborn. And the lactoferrin, the gentleman who's been studying that for 30 years, brought these products to Nikken to say, we need to distribute these. They don't belong in a pharmacy because they're completely safe based on natural substances. And so you can support your whole bone system without taking any of those aggressive prescriptions that tend to have serious side effects because they don't work with the body, they're manipulating the body. So that's just a quick overview of our products. I want to move on to talk with our guest today. It's Karen Rose Mathews. She lives in the Bay Area of California. I'm here actually, I live in Pennsylvania, but I'm actually in Ontario right now. Karen, are you there? Let me unmute you. Let's see. Yes, there you are. Hi, Karen.
Good morning, Randy.
It's good to talk with you. We've become good friends. We make wonderful friends in the Nikken community. And Karen has many wonderful short stories to share. But can we start at the beginning, Karen? What first got you excited about Nikken?
Well, when I discovered Nikken, it was in the spring of 2000.
Can you speak up a little, Karen Rose? I'm having trouble.
Can you hear me now?
That's better. Yes, thank you.
Okay. Yeah, in the spring of 2000 is when I discovered Nikken. And I actually met a woman in a bookstore, and she was having a meeting, a Nikken meeting, and she asked me if she didn't know who all the people were, and she asked me if I wanted to be part of this meeting. And I said, well, what is it about? And she told me about these technologies from Japan that were for healing and prevention. And she said, are you interested in that? And I said, yes. My background is I studied international package design and branding, and I'm a yoga teacher and a horseback rider, and I taught skiing when I was in art school. So I have some experience in the physical realm of how, to keep ourselves fit, and I've always been interested in anything for prevention. So I went to at that time we had wellness previews, and I went to the wellness preview and I heard all these stories. I said, wow, sounds really exciting. So she loaned me the sleep system, and within a week I noticed some pretty dramatic things happening in my body. I had just recovered from a bronchial condition. I had a knee injury that I injured when I was skiing years ago. And I discovered Nikken in 2000, so I've been using these products for 16 years. I have had no bronchial condition since then. And this is one I had, it lasted for 3 weeks. And usually when you have something like that, it can reoccur. And I haven't had anything. I love one of the products that I love, especially for that, and they had just brought it in when I joined Nikken, is the immunity. I love the immunity. It's a really high-end mushroom immunity, and it's considered the Rolls Royce of mushroom immunity supplements. So I take that every day. My knee, I was walking 20 years ago. I was walking 20 years ago. Actually, I was walking with crutches for 2 weeks and a cane for 6 months from a knee injury. One of my dogs ran into my knee, and I had a hard time recovering from that. And that has completely gone away. It's amazing. Over using these products, what a lot of people don't talk about, and I think experience it, is how things develop over time using these products. I've been on the water. I drink the water every day. I get up in the morning. My daily activity is I get up in the morning. I love the sleep. I sleep in the sleep system. I love the sleep mask. In fact, I had my eyes checked, and my eyes actually improved.
Yay.
I'm 69 years old, and a lot of times you start having eye problems, and I have none of that at 69 years old, and it's actually improved. So I do wear that mask every night. When I get up, I drink the water. I use the Vital Balance as one of my meal replacements. I'm right now sipping on the 10-4 tea, which I love. I take that in the morning. I use my supplements during the day. I keep the Nikken products around me. I sit on the seat when I'm driving my car. I love traveling with these products. I use the seat when I travel and the mask and whatever products I carry with me. And I don't have the same experience with jet lag that some people have when they're traveling. So I love the idea of discovering we can, living it, which I live it every day, and then we also share it with people. So sharing it with people is the business side of Nikken. And I love sharing the 5 pillars. I love the vision of Nikken with the 5 pillars: healthy mind, healthy body, healthy family, healthy society, and healthy finances, to work on keeping those in balance. And it is a bit of a challenge, especially in this very, very fast culture right now, to keep that, to work on that, and work with a group of people who have a vision of that. I love the idea of humans being more. My, like I said, my background is graphic design. So when I joined Nikken, I was really impressed with the graphic identity of two people holding hands and stretching. I thought that's very interesting. And the humans being more is definitely a big part of that. And this company really wants people to be better, to become Kaizen is daily improving. And I do believe that this company is also a company that works on improving themselves as well as helping us have products that keep us healthy or help us heal from an experience we may have, and maybe we need them to heal in some kind of way. So I love using the products. I love sharing the products. I love the changes in weekend for the business. So I think it's important to, I love the idea of live it and share it and also feel it. Because Nikken really is a heart company, and you really have to feel this company. And it's very unusual. It's a very, very unusual company. I've worked with a lot of companies in graphic design, and so I was really impressed with the depth of this company and what they really want to do in the world, worldwide health, based on the 5 pillars. And being part of that is very exciting. It's very exciting that the self-care movement, the energy medicine movement, all of this is a big part of what Nikken is about, which is where we're headed. And I really feel that we are revolutionizing the healthcare, the self-care field. And Nikken is a big part of it and will continue to be a big part of it. So it's exciting to have these products in my own life and to share them with other people.
Well, I really appreciate all your comments, Karen Rose. It's those of us who know what these technologies can do, we want to share them, and we're on a mission. They're actually doing an active world tour now, or having events all over the world to introduce people to all the technologies that I've just described, and some new ones that are coming out this weekend. And but I want to ask, many people say, well, you know, you're consultants and you're hoping to build a business and you really believe in these products. Is it really all about placebo? You know, you just feel good because you're doing something you think is good. And I know you can address that because you worked so much with animals. So can you, so when people say that to you, well, is it a placebo? What is your answer, Karen Rose?
Well, yeah, that's very interesting because I do work a lot with animals, and animals are, they are definitely energy beings. They're very simple. They are in the moment, and I have helped horses and dogs with these products. Excuse me. In fact, one of the things I feature is on my website is the water, because that is so important for animals. And a lot of people, when I talk to them, they're giving their animals tap water, or they buy bottled water, which is very expensive. So I have saved a lot of money. I have 4 dogs. I have a cat sanctuary. I have 2 horses. The horses aren't on the water, but horses are a little different because they're out in nature. And see, our animals are also in our homes. They're in our environment. They're not in their natural environment. So they get a lot of the things that we get because they're in our environment. So I love the air. The air is great for animal hair. Keeping, I mean, it's amazing what that picks up. So I have the air purifier. I love the water for the animals, and they are a good test because they will choose the pie water over anything else. And sometimes look up at me like, where's the pie water? I'm not going to drink this. So they're very, very responsive to these products. And I love having them. I've saved a lot of money on vet bills. I don't have vet bills, and I have a lot of animals. So it's a huge, huge savings for me to have these products to use to help bring my animals back from an experience. And it's exciting to be part of that and help animals as well, because people love their animals and they will spend a lot of money. It's amazing to me what people spend on their money with the vet. So I don't have any of that, which is a great savings.
That's wonderful. I know we have a fantastic supplement for dogs and cats for their joint. Have you had experience with that?
Yes, I've used it on an older cat, and he really responded well to the supplements. Because I have so many animals, I can't really keep them, all on the supplements. I usually use them if they're getting old and they have an issue. And I brought one dog back that was really having a problem with his back hind end, which a lot of dogs start having as they get older, and he's totally okay now. And you wouldn't even notice that he had a problem. So I use them more to help them through a situation. And I put the green zymes in. That's in their food regularly. I love sprinkling the green zymes on there as well as using that myself. So yes, all these products are useful for these animals as well. In fact, I heard a story about the immunity was used for a horse that had a breathing problem.
Ah.
And the immunity was the only thing that helped this horse that had a breathing problem. That's why I said with any kind of breathing, like a bronchial condition or anything, that immunity is phenomenal. And I have actually used that on my animals as well when they have an issue going on. The other thing I wanted to say too is sometimes if I have a toothache or something going on in my mouth, all I do is take the green zymes, mix them up in the pie water and swish it around in my mouth, and it goes away. It's amazing. The green zymes and the pie water for any kind of achiness that you might have.
That's wonderful. It just goes to show that it's really about balance. When you take the pine mag water that's alkaline and the jade green zymes that are so alive, that's the young organic barley grass in a green powder, and you can add it to any drink and make it a better, healthier drink. But it creates the right environment so that bacteria in the mouth are much less likely to propagate and cause pain. We just have another moment or two. Do you have a quick story that you can share, Karen, about particularly using the magnetics? Because that's probably the newest technology that people don't know about. Do you have a story about using the magnetics on, let's go for human friends this time.
Yes. Well, my most recent one is I have a couple of women that both have a lot of problem with their energy. I don't know if I think it's chronic fatigue or fibromyalgia. I know they're very similar. And all they did was I loaned them just the power bands and the seats. And they both couldn't believe how much better they felt. All they did was sit on the seat, sleep on the seat, keep the power bands on, and they had an amazing result just from the seats and the power bands, which was very interesting to me. And I'm working with them on, sometimes people just introduce with this, just with one or two products, and they have an experience. And the other one is another person who lives in my town, JJ, and he loves the water system, and he had I can't remember what the other shower system was, but it was a very fancy shower system that he had. So he debated about getting the Nikken shower system because of that. I said, well, look, you get it, and if you don't like it, I'm sure I can find a home for it, because I feel that you'll like it better. He was amazed. He said, I can't believe how I love that shower system. So yes, these products are phenomenal. Even if you start out with the water, the shower, maybe a seat, maybe a power band, and then working your way into introducing the whole wellness concept that we have with people. Just having them have an experience with that is exciting. One other person, I'm also working with a woman over at a care facility. She's from India, and we were connected through my yoga practice because of Yoga Connected to India. And she had a problem with she had a problem. She had pulled something, lifting somebody. So I loaned her the wrap and the magnet, the back flex, and she was amazed. She wore that, and she would have had to not work a couple of days. So she was able to work and use that to help support her system. And that's another thing I love. I love that when I'm carrying something or lifting something, I've had to move boxes sometimes, and I make sure I put that on. I just love having that when I'm lifting things. I lift a lot of things for the animals because I have a lot of animals. So I have to lift dog food and a lot of things that are heavy, and I make sure I put on my back flex and wear the belt.
That's awesome. Well, we have to close. We could go on talking all day about our many experiences. And so thank you, Karen Rose Mathews, for sharing such great stories. And this is my last slide here. Just as Karen Rose said, we invite you to discover it. Start somewhere, whether it's the insoles or the magnetic seat or the wonderful waterfall system, or even just the bracelets, the power band she mentioned, and become a customer. It's very easy, just like signing up with Amazon or anybody else. Sign up with your sponsor, the person who invited you to see this video, and then you can also learn about making extra income if you want, part-time entrepreneur or even full-time. We have over 100 millionaires that Nikken is responsible for making over the last 20 years since they came to North America. So just get started, discover it, live it, and I don't know how you'll be able to resist sharing it once you know what these products can do. So I really appreciate you all joining us, and this recording will be on my YouTube, and anybody else who wants to share it with people can go there and find it, and I'll shoot one to Karen Rose Mathews as well. You can share it with anybody, Karen Rose, and thanks for joining us. I hope you will continue your investigation of Nikken. Thank you.